Crypto moves in seconds. Miss the pump, lose forever. BitProfits never sleeps.
With thousands of members winning daily.
While you hesitate, we profit. Join the elite now.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to BitProfits. Today is Friday, November 14th. We have had a wild week of trading this week, and let's get right into it, man. Today we're going to be talking about, we're going to do some TA. We're going to look at Bitcoin and look at this price action on Bitcoin. And we are also going to talk about conditions and conditional trading and what that looks like. So we're going to talk about that. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe. And yeah, we do have our Discord. We're going to be talking about that. But let me go ahead and share my screen. You guys see me keep looking over here. It's because I have my dual monitor set up now. I'm in my office, so I'll be looking over here. My chart is over here, and I'm looking at you guys. So let me get my screen shared here. This is why y'all need to jump in at the very least. Y'all need to jump in our free Discord. Yesterday afternoon, 12:53 p.m. If we break down past the second blue line toward the bottom, just go short to 95K. Yesterday, 12:53 is timestamped. If we break down past the second blue line toward the bottom, just go short to 95K. Your boy called it. The second blue line would have been here. 1, 2. This is the second blue line. We were right about, it would have been right around 99K, correct? I called it yesterday afternoon. Now we can go. So this is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta jump in the free Discord. Jump in the free Discord. We always post some plays in here. Now let's get started with our TA. All right, guys. So you guys can see we are on the 4-hour on Bitcoin. This was our last meeting. This was Wednesday around our last meeting. Last meeting we talked about trend lines, right? And we said that when we got here, I did call that Bitcoin was going to get back to 104. It got to 104, but volume probably decreased. We wicked to 104 and we closed here. Okay. The next 4-hour candle, we opened here and we closed here. It still held the trend line. But as we got to this candle, what happened? We broke the trend line. We're headed back down to support. Okay. And I just want to show you guys here because, you can kind of see it clearer here on the 4-hour. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to plot a trend line from this top down here. Clear downtrend, correct? You clearly can see that we are in a downtrend, right? Let me jump to the 1-hour and go back to where we left off. So same thing. We're rallying, not a whole lot of volume. We have small body candles, $1 candles. We did grind our way up. We wick up to 104, right? We wick up to 104. This is where you take your profit on the longs. You hit your first take profit, okay? Volume is pretty flat. I mean, really could go either way as far as volume. The next hour, we don't really break it with volume. The next hour we come down, we retest the trend line support, and this is why it's important to not only plot your key levels of support and resistance, but also start to incorporate trend lines in your trading. We literally wick right down to the trend line. Mind you, I had this trend line. Our last meeting, we probably stopped somewhere around here. Because I called for 104. We had not hit 104 yet. So our last meeting, we stopped like around here somewhere, right? It's crazy because the candle literally came and wick right to the trend line. That's how crazy it is. That's literally how crazy that is. But we wick to the trend line. It starts to consolidate next couple of hours. And on this candle, we break trend line support. And it's the same thing. If you break trend line support, that's the same thing as it breaking a key level with volume. It broke the trend line with volume. So what does that mean? Do you think that's going to go on a bull run? Are you taking long positions here? That wouldn't even make sense. It clearly broke support, and you should be, if you have not taken profit on your long positions here on your first TP, you should definitely be exiting the club on this candle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
This is definitely where you should be exiting right here. And and this will lead us into our second conversation of the night. We're going to talk about conditions, and I'm going to come back to this. But because we can say like, yeah, I think it's going to get to 108, or yeah, it's going to get to 104. Yeah, all that is true. We were in a clear uptrend, right? With higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We were in an uptrend, right? We did hit our take profit, right? But there was no more volume. Look at volume decreasing here, guys. Volume is decreasing. There is no more buyers coming to push this price up. So because there's no more people buying bottles in the club. The club owners are gonna be like, man, look, we paying for lights, we paying the waitresses, we paying bottle girls. Let's shut the party down. And that's exactly what happened right here on this candle. It's like, all right, we closing up shop early today. Ain't nobody spending no money. Okay. So we broke the trend line support with volume. We have another big candle. And on this candle right here, as we start approaching some you remember how I said my dash lines are minor levels of support? We break full body candle to the downside, right? We break support, we come and wick right to another key level of support. And there's nobody holding up the price. We have increasing volume. We break 99.5. You wanna tell them what I told you, and I showed you guys in the chat. I told you before I told you anybody else. What did I tell you?
Oh, if it breaks that level, it's gonna go down. What are you talking about? We talked about earlier.
Yeah, yeah. I told you specifically. I said if it breaks this 99.5,
Oh yeah.
I said get your limit orders ready. Set it at this. Put your stop above resistance. Put your stop above resistance, which is a pretty tight stop, a 1% stop, and ride the wave down. You guys just saw it in the chat. If we break down past the second blue line toward the bottom, just go short to 95K. Yesterday, 1253. So let's pull that up on the chart. Where was 1253? It would have had to have been Thursday. Yeah, today's Friday, Thursday, 1253, 1253. It would have been around here. Yeah, it would have been around here. I said if we break 1253, this is 1300 hours. So it was here. It was between here and here. 1253 would have been right about here. I said if we break this, go short to 95K. So when I tell y'all join the free Discord, this is what I'm talking about. I said get in at 99.5, get in at 99.5, get in here and sell at 95K. Sell right here. Set your take profit at 95K. So you probably would have got out on this wick. You would have got out on this first wick where that trend line is crossing and we have support. You would have got out right about there. A little over 4.5%. You're welcome. In 18 hours, in a little less than a day, you clear your one-step challenge. You're a funded trader now. You have money for the holidays, for Black Friday, for Christmas, all because you joined our free Discord. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. But how did I know that? How did I know that? Was I guessing? How did I know? Guys, look at this volume. Look at increasing volume. We're ripping through full body candles through key levels. Does that look like it's gonna bounce? We're ripping through key levels of support, just crushing them. Here, we broke through a clean full body candle. Here, we wick right to support, full body candle. Here, another full body candle. We wick through support. We try to consolidate. We give buyers an opportunity to fight back. We try to bounce. We have a dead cat bounce. We have a bear flag here. We have a bear flag. We have a bear flag here. Down, start the flag up. Guess what? Down. And this is what we call this. We're just looking at price action here. And I said 90. And what did I call yesterday? Mind you, this was yesterday afternoon. I said 95K. And what do we see? Could it keep going down? Yeah, it could keep going down. But what we see now is we start to see consolidation. And seeing that today's Friday, tomorrow Saturday, we got Sunday coming up. We're going to have pretty low volume. You see the volume tapering off. Look at these volume candles. Look at these volume candles. Look at these volume candles, right? So what does that mean? What does that mean? We're going to probably have consolidation through Saturday and Sunday. Give time for momentum. Give time. Look at the RSI. Look at RSI. This is the 1 hour. Let me go to the 4 hour. You see, we're crossing up on the RSI. I love RSI plays. It's my specialty. We're crossing up on the RSI. You can see on the 1 hour in a microscope, you see the consolidation. So that's a sign that we are building up momentum for the next move. That more than likely to me will probably to the upside. It could be to the downside. It could be more pain. But more than likely, I think we're going to consolidate over the weekend. Maybe some news will come out Monday. The government just opened back up. Maybe some people will get some bonuses. Thanksgiving's coming up. They want to pump some money in the market. We'll probably go back, retest some of these. We'll retest that 104. We're going to retest that 99K level first. We don't want to reject off of 99, but we're going to come back and retest that level. So if you missed this move, guys, join the free Discord. You missed this 5% move, but you can catch it on the way back up. If we bounce and come back up, you can catch it on the way back up. That's what I love about crypto. It's very straightforward. It's very linear. So you can make the money back on the way back up. But I think we're going to consolidate over the next couple of days, and we'll probably retest that 99.5. Hopefully we get back to this 104. We have some consolidation there. But that's kind of what I see on the charts for as far as TA on Bitcoin. Any questions on that?
No, man.
Awesome.
Good stuff though.
Yeah. That's kind of what I see. That's how I see the market, man. So I'm so glad that we talked about trend lines last time, because you see it so good here, and it's the same thing with the bear flag here. We had this minor uptrend. I mean, obviously we know we're flagging, but it was still in this region, right? We couldn't break out this region. We hit resistance, but it breaks the trend line. It broke the trend line here when it wicked down. It broke the trend line, no more buyers, and now we break the trend line and we break through key levels. We're going down. Especially like this was the last. If you couldn't catch the 99.5 when we broke 98, it's like, bro, pack your bags. We're going on a trip. Look at this. We broke a clean break and hold under key level. We're going to the downside. So I hope you guys are in the chat. The people that are in the chat, they caught some of the move. I called it yesterday afternoon. I called it before the move, and I hope some people caught it. Okay. But that's why y'all need to join the Discord.